Hello everybody and welcome to my video again. There have been myriad requests for one, more stuff on my head, and two, more videos of my face. So, I thought I'd make another video right now since I was supposed to make one yesterday and I didn't. But the only idea I have is telling a story of my life. So, I'll tell you a tale from my recent history that I think you would enjoy. So it all starts with, I was trying to come home from work one day when I was still living in Boston. And if you're unaware, I used to work in an area called Jamaica Plain, which is a suburb of Boston. And it is connected to the same transit system. So I used to take a bus and then a train to work. So in order to get home, I used to take a train to the bus and then go the other way. Obvious. But every month I needed to renew my pass in order to ride the bus and the train. So what I used to do was I used to go up to the machine every month and I used to tap my card and it would add another month, which is really easy. But on this particular day, the reader for the card wasn't working and there was no sign or indication of that. And I was very upset because when I went to get my monthly pass, it printed a Charlie ticket. Which, if you're unaware, the difference between a Charlie card and a Charlie ticket is that a card is a substantial piece of plastic. It is, you can put it inside of your wallet and all you have to do is tap it and it still works, whereas a Charlie ticket is like a flimsy piece of paper that you need to actually insert into a machine, wait for it to read, wait for it to pop back out, and it adds so much time to people getting on the train. So generally, if someone has a Charlie ticket, you hate them. It just complicates everything. So I had this frickin' ticket that I was supposed to be using for an entire month, and I was not happy. So I went up to the lady who worked at the subway, which in Boston we call it the T, and I said, "Excuse me, that machine does not add time to my Charlie card, and I have this ticket, and I don't want this ticket anymore. What should I do?" And now this lady, she must have been Cape Verdean or something because she had a very thick accent, and it took quite a while for her to impart to me that in order to do anything I would have to go to Downtown Crossing, which is a place I've been to before. It's fine, I've been there before. It's very nice, it's a lovely shopping district, but generally when I'm going there, especially when I'm coming from my own home at the time when I lived in Boston, I would just take the train closest to me to Park Street, which is a hub in Boston if you're familiar. Whereas, in order to get to the same place, I would have had to take the train I was currently taking, the Orange Line, to Downtown Crossing, which takes you to approximately the same place, but a different station. So, I was really annoyed, because that was so far out of my way. Generally, I took the train 3 stops and then got the bus. But in order to go to Downtown Crossing, I'd have to take it like 10 stops, something ridiculous like that. It was like an additional half an hour. It was a pain in my butt, but I was like, okay, I don't have anything to do immediately after this, so I'm just gonna go to frickin' Downtown Crossing, as annoying as it is, and I'll get this taken care of. So I sit on the train, and I take the train, and it's kind of annoying, because I don't really want to be on the train so much. And I'm tired, I just worked, and I wanted to go home, but instead I had to take this huge detour, and whatever. So eventually I get there, and I get out, and I'm like, where the hell am I? I have to go to some, like, hidden train office underground. I'm in this, like, concrete labyrinth. I'm, like, navigating my way past, like, little entrances, and they're sending me down tunnels and everything. And eventually I get to a service window, and they're very nice. I said, oh, can I transfer this to my card? And they're like, yeah. So, yeah, that went fine. And I was very happy. And I was like, okay, I'm glad I took care of this, because that wasn't as bad as I thought. But then I was like, okay, so instead of taking the Orange Line back in the other direction and then getting the bus back to where I want to go, why don't I just go to the street, walk a little while, and get to Park Street, which will take me to the train that goes right near my house. Because that seemed like the obvious thing to do. So I was like, okay, I just need to get to the street. But I'd never been to the Downtown Crossing train station before because I never had to. I always went to Park Street. And now I'm in this, like, weird concrete labyrinth, like I said, and I have no idea where I am, and I'm, like, at this hidden service window that nobody knows about unless they're looking for it. So I'm just like, okay, I'll follow the signs to the exit. So I do. That's pretty easy. Like, I'm not the most savvy when it comes to finding my way around, but I figured that was not the hardest thing I could have possibly done. So I'm walking around, and finally I find the exit. So I open the door, it's just like a glass door that looks like it leads to the street, but I look around, and I'm not outside. I'm inside of some department store, which is really confusing because I was just in the train, right? Like, that doesn't make so much sense. But I'm walking around and I see the signs. I'm like, okay, this is Macy's. For some reason, I am inside of Macy's. And, like, that makes sense to me because I've been to Downtown Crossing, the shopping district, before, and there is a Macy's there, and I can place it in my mind, and I know where I am technically on the map. So I'm like, okay, so I guess I just have to go through Macy's and I'll get to the street. So I'm walking around inside of Macy's for, like, ages. I'm like, there has to be a door to get out of here. Like, doesn't that make sense? Like, you sort of know the layout of a department store, more or less. Like, if you follow it in a certain way, you'll get to the door and you'll get to the street. So I think I know where I'm going. Like, I haven't been to Macy's because I don't shop at Macy's. I think that's like an old lady store or something. But, like, I've been in a department store. I've walked through Macy's in the mall before, stuff like that. So I'm walking around, and I'm in there for ages. Like, it's to the point where I'm sweating because I'm just walking in circles in my coat, and I cannot find a cash register, I cannot find an exit, and more importantly, I cannot find a single person. Like, there are no shoppers, there's nobody working there, and, like, I'm at the point where I'm ready to go up to someone and be like, where is the exit? Like, as humiliating as that would be. But instead, I'm just walking around because there's nobody to ask, and I can't even find the entrance that I came into, so I can't even get back on the train if I wanted to. And that's when I realized I just came out of the subway. I'm in a basement. There's no street level. I'm in a basement. And that's when I felt like the biggest idiot in the world, found the stairs, went upstairs, and walked straight out of the store. And that's how I got lost in a Macy's. And eventually went home using the other train. That's my story. That's the best I could come up with on short notice. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you like this on my head. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. I hope that you do everything that you want. And I love you!